human animal winter survival challenge in the woods. As you can hear, there's a hurricane. It's blowing, a gale, it's raining. The human animals last night had to get out of the woods. Bug out, it's dangerous. They had to grab their kit and they're down in the meadow. And it's blowing a gale, like I said. Let's go and see if they survive the first night. It's going to be horrific all day. Stay tuned. Right, let's get into the meadow. Let's find the first team. There they are. Right, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Welcome to sunny Dorset.
Yeah.
How you surviving the night, alright?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Got your fire going?
Yeah, I wanted to see whether I could do it, gathering all the materials around in the middle of the rain and the wind. Yeah, managed to do it.
We're going to have to speak up today if you want to be heard on camera. Obviously there's a hurricane, yeah? So if you're going to talk to the camera or don't.
All right, no
it's that sort of thing today.
Yeah.
So how did you get your fire going? You just...
So, gathered found some dry nettle stems in amongst the brambles and also the hogweed stems as well because they're dry inside. So rather than lighting the outside, you split them, open them up so you've got the dry fibres inside. So I gathered loads of that and then just the really small twigs off the dead stand.
Cool, so similar as yesterday. I'm going to come and speak to you later on to find out what you would have done better yesterday and what you should have had with you today possibly. So, crack on, keep drying, I'm going to see the other team and I'll see you in a second, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
Right, let's get down and find the other team. Where have they gone to? They're not too far away, there's their tarps. So this team, they managed to grab their tarp last night, which was a lot more protected than the other team. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Look at them, there you go. You're gonna have to shout today if you want to be seen on, heard on camera. So you've survived the first part of the storm.
Yeah.
The eye of the storm is going to hit about 12 o'clock. Okay, so you look nice and comfortable then, but you still need to address shelter, fire, water and food. And you may end up being here for the duration. We're pinned down. We might not be able to get back into the woods. So, although you're relaxing today, when I come back and visit you, I want to see you progressing and addressing your shelter, fire, water and food, okay? Excellent, we'll see you soon. Right, let's go back and up the top of the meadow now. There's one of the teams about their shelter. Right, guys, what are you up to?
We're having a look around possibly to move spot up to here.
Okay.
So we're getting a bit of shelter off this hedgerow and we can have a fire going in and get our tarp a bit higher because the wind's coming up over the bank.
Same drill as always. Get your stuff together as best you can and then constant improvement and readjusting.
Yeah.
Shelter, fire, water and food in the meadow.
Yeah, we've got...
Getting some firewood together. And what's that you got hanging up from the tree?
Oh, that's a rabbit caught earlier. We was lucky enough we took a rabbit. I think the storm might have scared it into the stair. Lucky us. So as soon as we get a fire going, we can get some water boiled. As soon as we get a fire going, we get some water boiled. Then we can cut the rabbit and we can sterilise our hands, of course, because we're dealing with raw meat, raw game. Yeah, we've got plenty of wood lined up.
Go find the other team. They're at the top of the meadow and they've got in out of the window of these brambles. Look, but there you go. You can just see overhead how much the wind's coming in. Alright guys. Right, they've got into their shelter. That's good to see you all in shelter. First aid kit's out. What's that for?
A little scratch from brambles yesterday. It was feeling a little bit tender, so I've scrubbed it to make it bleed again, check there's no thorns in it. So I'm just going to put some iodine cream on it, put a dressing over it.
Yeah, right, so your first aid
like
kit, like I said, was only for emergencies, and a scratch like that in the wild, for this challenge, so they're not allowed to use your first aid kit, only for first aid for health and safety. So in the wild now, do you know of anything what you could address that with if you didn't have a first aid kit? For...
Yeah, I'd be looking for yarrow. Yarrow obviously to stop the bleeding and to help fight any infection, and also plantain. Plantain would be a good one to put on.
So have your team got any wild first aid then? Have you got plantain? Have you got yarrow? Have you got anything?
Not found any at the moment.
Have you prepared for being injured at all? Outside of like if you're in the real and you didn't have your first aid kit, like I said, you've only got this for health and safety for the challenge. So now would be a good idea possibly For someone, I know there's plantain growing in this meadow. It's about 100 foot from you.
Yeah.
So for real, I'd like to see you before today come up with some solution for that cut, team. Okay. Yeah. That'd be a bonus because, like I say, in the wild now, an injury like that can quickly get infected. What else have you got to seal that now in front of you? Anything you can think of now? What's sterile? What's sterile to go into that to seal that wound?
Fire, but I'm not going to staunch it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So there's a few options, yeah? Possibly the ash, but like I say, I'd like to see before today some wild, natural survival solution to that. Not that we're saying we should always have a first aid kit in the wild anyway, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll come down and check on you every hour. The storm's about to hit, so stay safe, yeah?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so what we've done is we've looked for any natural waterways. We found this stream running down through the field, which is coming out of a spring. We've picked a point where we've got a natural pool, we've just deepened it, so we've cut a digging stick, so we've got a stick with a chisel point. I'll bring it a bit in close so you can see it, just sharpened it up. That just allows us to scrape away the soil a bit easier, get it a bit deeper, and then that way the water goes a bit more clear. All the sediment will drop to the bottom, we get a lot better quality water than just digging out the stream below. And then off to the side, we've also put a tributary in and done exactly the same again, so we've got in effect two gypsy wells working together.
Okay, so the cribbit trap got us a pigeon, so I'm just quickly prepping it just to take the breast meat out. Just prepping it so I can get the breast meat out of it. So I'll pull the wings off first, which takes out the ligament. And then it's a bit crude, but find the bottom of the breastbone, put your thumb underneath, push, roll the breast meat out. And then,
Freeze!
now that I've got the breast meat out, just peel the skin off. Obviously there's going to be feathers everywhere, but we'll deal with them in a minute. And there we've got two beautiful breast fillets of wood pigeon. See where it's been shot.
Yeah, like we said before, none of this has been trapped illegally. This has all come from a licensed game dealer and shot humanely.
So to take the fillets off, thumb in, run it along the centre of the breastbone, peel up. That's one fillet off. Just trick it in not to drop it.
And I'm presuming in survival there's no such thing as rubbish. That bone's going to go in the stock, is it?
Oh,
presuming you're going to keep those wings separately for fletch and arrows, are you?
Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. So again, second side, just peel that breast fillet off. Trying to get as much meat as possible. So this had a broken shoulder, so the ligament's still in this side, so if I pinch and pull, it should come out. And there's lunch.
Cool.
We're going to put these on spits and just cook them straight in the flames.
Perfect. Right. Bon appetit. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
First human animal up is Tom, up from the top team. Tell us, Tom, it's halfway through the course now. Tell us how you're doing, what you think you need to go doing forwards, and what you could have done better, and be really honest on what you thought you knew and what you didn't possibly know.
So, feeling wise, I'm actually feeling pretty good. We've been getting a little bit of food out of the woodland, greens, mushrooms, same as on the field. We found lots of stuff, nettles, cress, other edibles, which is really, really good. So on both locations we're finding something to eat. There's some meat being prepared right now back at camp, so that's obviously another added bonus. Broke into some of the
ration packs and started splitting them out together. It was a little bit of an extra boost. But all in all, it's feeling pretty good. I mean, the wind's not too bad. We're getting down in the shelters, we're making sure that we're sheltering each other. Last night we got pulled out of the woods because the wind was just getting horrendous and we don't want to be at risk of a tree going through the middle of our main shelter. So we came down onto the field. We stitched the German bags together with the zips, got in together, shared a bit of body heat, hunkered down. Makes it easier to communicate as well, so we can all keep an eye on each other, see how we're all doing. And then this morning, back to the normal routine, get the fire lit, find some water, find something to eat, keep looking out on the shelters, make sure that they're staying good, keeping us dry. Last night we had the first of our rescue flyovers. I think it was a bit unexpected. We kind of got the information that it was going to be potentially starting later on today, but going back through the information we were given, it could have been at any point. So kind of now looking towards making sure that we're in a good situation wherever we are where we can signal. So we've got the signal flags out on the tarp so that we're visible, that come with the German bags. They're a nice bright orange square with reflective tape, so in the field we're really visible. I think we could have been a lot better with preparing for that last night. I think going on forwards we need to look at a long-term solution to our shelters on the field, because if we're out there for the next 2 and a bit days going forward beyond that, then we obviously need something a bit more substantial, something where we can dry our kit out as well, because being in and out of the rain we're going to get continually wetter and we need to be able to dry our stuff off, get ourselves dry, get ourselves warmed up, and that way we're not going to slowly degrade down, because obviously our bodies are going to drop down. The colder we get, the wetter we get, we're going to be less functional, we're going to have to do less. So we need to make sure that we keep ourselves functioning at a really high level.
Hi, I'm Ian. We're about halfway through the survival challenge now. It's been really interesting for me. Obviously I spend a lot of time out in the woods and teaching, and usually it's a guiding role where I'm sort of like looking after people. And as I think I said at the beginning, I've normally got all my kit with me, so this has been really interesting, just very challenging. Minimal kit, and having to work things out really, rather than sort of like knowing how to do stuff. And normally I'd always have a folding saw with me, so taking down limbs for putting up an A-frame would be no problem. So yeah, it's working things out that you're not normally used to. Some things have gone well, so obviously the cribbit trap, we're really pleased with that. Got a pigeon, got the reward of a pigeon, so that was really good, really pleased with that. Same again with the snare, really pleased that we got a reward of a rabbit with that. Things that didn't go so well, I think, to be honest, I was a little bit too relaxed. So example is the other evening where we had to bug out and evacuate the woods because of the storm that's coming in. I was a bit chilled out, I was already in my sleeping bag, you know, semi-naked, so having to move quick and get out of Dodge in a hurry was a bit of an unexpected surprise, shall we say. So yeah, I think I could have been a little bit more prepared, had my gear a little bit more together, and just been a little bit switched on that. Other than that, first of all, I'm really pleased with how I'm doing. I'm holding up pretty well. It's definitely not been easy. It's been a challenge. But yeah, I'm really enjoyed it. It's good. Looking forward to what's coming next. Try and do some things better. Obviously with the adverse weather that's there at the minute, sleeping under those little jergens is okay, but it's not great. But you've got to make the best of the situation. Thankfully, underneath the setup I've got, I'm still warm and dry and toasty, and comfy. Nice soft ground, so yeah, very comfy. But yeah, looking forward to it. You know, it's a challenge, and I'm still up for the rest of the challenge. Should be good.
Hi, it's Amy. It's now halfway through the challenge. I'm feeling pretty good just now because Ian trapped a pigeon. So we've just cooked up pigeon breasts, and I've had first meat of the last few days, which is great for morale. I think sort of things that have gone really well. I was quite proud of myself for making a basket and managing to then fill it with enough food to make some lunch. And I think that as a team yesterday when we made our shelter, I think we split up what we did quite well, and likewise on Friday when we built our first shelter that then decided to move it, the guys really good at kind of showing me how to do various bushcraft things that I didn't know how to do. So I felt I learned quite a lot from that. Yesterday evening we had to evacuate our camp, unfortunately, and move out to the meadow. Some things didn't go quite as well with that. I feel that I was a bit time pressured, so just grabbed stuff instead of taking my time to first of all stay calm and pack my kit away properly, as of which I've ended up without my waterproof jacket, which isn't great when it's raining all the time. Likewise, I left my glasses, so that makes it a bit more tricky when I'm foraging, so I have to have my head down to the ground a little bit more. I also think in terms of our team, we've done some stuff really well together, and we've certainly made uses of strengths within the team. And it's great, for example, that Ian has shared the food that he's managed to catch. I do think that there's maybe team planning we could do maybe a little bit better, because there was a couple of things like preparing for evac that I wanted to talk about yesterday, and we just kind of brushed over it rather than spending time making the formulated plan. So now we know we're going to be in the meadow, it's a hurricane, we don't know how long we're going to be there, our shelter and stuff's quite wet inside, so I'm quite keen to go back and make a good plan with the guys all together so that we can be a little bit more cohesive for the rest of the challenge.
Hi, my name's Seamus. It's what, day 2, day 3 of the challenge. We're kind of halfway in the middle of a hurricane. We had to evacuate our woodland site last night. We was having like 50-60 mile an hour winds, and chance of deadfall pretty dangerous. I think in reality we could have, as a team, we could have prepared for a backup site better. We was kind of reliant on our primary site in the woodland, and then now that that's gone, and then we had to evacuate in the middle of the night, completely unprepared. I mean, personally, I'm used to having more tools on me. Being stuck out with just a knife is, I think maybe I could have prepared better with having limited tools. Maybe prepared for having no tools whatsoever in case my knife breaks, which at the moment I'm not prepared for that in this sort of weather. Feeling a lack of energy, morale's a bit low, it's wet, it's cold. We still have to progress. We still have to find food. It's no good waiting for death and sitting on our hunches in the rain. 'Cause in reality, poor shelter, poor hydration, that can kill you very quickly. And I've just had a hot tea, which perks me up a little bit, and got a rabbit on the spit, so hopefully a bit of meat, maybe another tea, and I'll be feeling better, and hopefully this storm ends pretty quickly. But I guess we just got to stay positive and keep going, really. I mean, you can't give up. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's no rescue. giving up means death, so just got to keep going. I think that's it.
Right, I'm Scot, Welsh woodsman, and I think we're day 3 now. It's hard to tell because everything just rolls into one. Obviously the weather since yesterday evening has been pretty bad, and you can probably pick up on a microphone now. It's howling outside, and I think judging from memory we probably got this until tomorrow midday afternoon, but feeling okay at the moment, to be honest with you. Real low amount of calories. We just cleaned our first rabbit now, and that's on fire cooking, so I've got something to look forward to, even though I don't like rabbit, but it's food. I think we're probably manage on probably about 300 calories a day at the moment. Wind's picked up again. Preparation for something like this, I think I would have possibly practiced fasting more before coming on something like this. I did it years ago and I was fine with it, but it's been years since I've done it, and since then obviously I've eaten a lot of food, got bigger, I got used to eating calories and everything every day. So feeling okay now. Yesterday crashed a little bit, had a bit of a headache and things, but I think I was just coming off caffeine because I'm a massive coffee fan. So that left, as long as we're keeping the fluids in. I'm not really worried about food at the moment, so the weather's a bit, I don't want to swear on camera, it's not very good, but we've got a shelter up, it's keeping the worst of the rain off, and we got the fire going now, so at least we can get a brew on, nettle, tea, and a few herbs that I picked around the field, margins and things. The team I'm in, good boys, really good boys, we're getting on well, which helps. I think it would be really difficult if you're in the team in these conditions with no calories and things. I think it's easy to lose your rag with somebody, but we're managing fine, we're getting on well. Kit wise, I think the kit that we've been given is stood up well so far, you know, considering like even the knife now, we haven't sharpened it, all we've literally done is dropped it on the belt, and it's still holding its edge pretty well. It'll need a sharpen and a clean at the end of it, that's for sure, because it's now covered in blood and rust. The urban bag's a good bit of kit. I think they need to look at the zips a bit more, so you can actually use this model that we got as a biffy bag, but you can fold it in half and then the sleep kit will go in and it's zipped up. I used it last night as a sock over the bottom of my feet, so it kept me a little bit warmer. Went without the sleeping bag last night because obviously we had to get out of the woods sharpish because the high winds, so we had to set up in the field last minute, and it was just get something up, get under cover because the rain was coming in and the wind was bad last night, but not as bad as this now. Can't think of much else. Morale's pretty good. I think it'll be better once we've eaten that crappy rabbit, but it's still calories. But we got the kidneys and the liver and things cooking as well. I can't think of much more. I'm feeling alright. I'm surprised. Yesterday I felt a bit crap. Today I'm feeling okay, and I think we're pretty much halfway into it now. So hopefully the weather will start getting, well, I've seen get better. It's probably not going to get much better, but the wind will drop, and that's a massive pain in the arse at the moment. Excuse my French. Other than that, I mean, we've only talked to the other group a little bit. You see, they all seem nice, but you know, obviously we get to know them over the next couple of days because we're obviously camped away from each other, so we only see them in passing. But I'm pretty happy at the moment. We'll manage. Bring it on.
Hi, I'm John, participant in the Winter Challenge here. As you can hear probably outside, it's really getting a bit windy, so we're halfway through the challenge just now. Another couple of days to go. The wind is getting up, but mentally I'm feeling fine. This sort of weather we've had in the west coast of Scotland in the summer, so it's not too bad. Physically it's a bit strange. Now I've been quite a few days without a proper meal, and I was expecting to get really hungry by now, but I'm still doing alright, I think. Just looking forward to the next meal. What I am feeling is that everything is slowing down. It's far more of an effort collecting wood and climbing up the hills, and when you're thinking about tasks to do, you think you can see what you should be doing, but it's so much more of an effort to actually get on and do it. But I think that's just part of the course. I think that's all, Fraser.
What the difference, 3 days with no food take, the next? Give me more.
Put the liver now.
I have to go and get the wood next. Yeah, good. All good. Rescue receiving, rescue receiving. I hear an aircraft.
You had that radio come through for rescue, and what was your instructions when you heard that?
We needed to get a signal.
They'll fire with flames up to you within 60 seconds.
Yeah, that was great. And you had the radio with the person by the fire.
Yeah.
And how did you get that fire going so quickly with all this damp? What did you achieve to do that?
We had the fire already going, but we had slash of dry twigs, feather sticks and everything. Ready for mess to run straight on.
Excellent. Right, been rewarded there with an airdrop. You get 3 packets of fire pot food rations. So we're going to send the tent down to the tent and come and make your selection. Excellent. Well followed instructions. Brilliant. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy that fire. Alright guys, tucked in your temporary shelters. Well, they look pretty permanent now and cool. End of the first day, would you sort of say, I know a perpetual survival situation, but I think personally you've experienced like the worst weather, you could go on forever now. Just starting to feel your stride. You get into the top of the mountain, soon you will be masters of all your domain, surely, will you not?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we've had it thrown at us pretty hard today and we've come out the other side, so there's not much really that I can see the weather throwing at us. So it's what other challenges nature's got in store.
Or somebody else.
I think it's also because certainly I and probably the others have quite damp inside of the sleeping bags, so it's the leftover of last night and today and trying to push through that with whatever comes tonight, so it's not kind of taken for granted that everything's easy-ozy right at this moment.
Cool. Yeah, you just got to be on your wit's end, haven't you, and ready for anything.
Yeah, just keep an eye on each other as well, make sure we're all
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing. When it gets hard, isn't it? Just look out for each other and
Like
take
a
it slowly.
community now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, cool. Right, we'll let you get some sleep. Obviously, you got the radio on for any possible rescue tonight. The wind's just dropped now, so it's probably a good time that a search plane or a helicopter's going to come out. You weren't successful earlier, was you? Did you get that drop from that food, or do you think it was because you didn't have the fire going?
I think it's a short-sighted pilot that couldn't see our signal flag. That's terrible.
Yeah, maybe it was just thermal imaging they were looking for. That was why they said a fire.
We
I
were
don't
giving
know.
nothing off, but yeah, alright.
Anyway, good to see you all smiling. See you in the morning.
Cheers.
See you later.
Tucking into your rations, guys. End of the third day.
Yeah.
Sort of not halfway through because you're perpetually surviving. You might be here forever, but been a good day.
It's been a good day, yes.
Experience. It's all good experience.
Good and bad. Good and bad. But no, we made it through.
Yeah.
And we won the challenge.
Yes, we
Got
managed.
some much needed ration packs.
What have you got there?
And what's this? This is fire pots, although pasta bolognese.
Any good?
Yeah, really good actually. Yeah, you just add hot water and seal it back up 10 minutes later, and it's done.
Is that a sort of mylar pouch? Is it reusable pouch?
Yeah.
Heat-proof pouch. I mean, so again, having that's give you places to store water and something else, I suppose, going forwards.
You can keep tinder dry in it as well.
Tinder dry, yeah, brilliant.
Even got a few of these bags now.
Yeah, you had your airdrop successfully. We've seen that earlier.
Yeah.
So you're all happy.
Yes.
Well done. Great sports. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Obviously, with this wind drop in, search and rescue plane might be out again. You might get something else that you need. Take care. If I don't see you tonight, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, cool.
Cheers, guys.
See you in the morning.
Hi, right. It's just before midnight. You've seen them do the rescue with a walkie-talkie exercise. I don't want them getting out of their beds tonight, but it was at any time. I'm just going to do a radio check to see if they are listening. They have got their radio on, and if they would have heard the rescue, and that'd be rewarded. So let's see what the first team is. Radio check, radio check, radio check, over. We did say it was in 60 seconds they had to get their fire going. So I suppose if they're listening.
Yeah, this is Team 2, radio check receiving, over.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Everything good with you?
Yes, thanks, all good.
Okay, see you in the morning, over and out. Right, that's the first team, success. They'll get a reward. So that just meant one of them, if they wanted to, would have to stay awake all night. That kind of breaks the demographics up, and sometimes in a survival situation where you're in your own bed, even in your own bed, you don't always get a good night's sleep. So this was an exercise to at least one of them not to have a good night's sleep. Right, team 2. Radio check, radio check, radio check. Can imagine originally.
Receiving loud and clear, Scot camp over.
Excellent, thank you, over.
Kells camp out.
Just checking everything's okay, is it?
Yeah, we're alright. There was a nice downpour. Over.
Excellent, see you in the morning, over and out. So there we go. They did take it seriously. They have got someone on night watchman or radio watchman, and they're going to get some reward. Anyway, stay tuned. It's another day tomorrow.